Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Miss Lisa. This is my YouTube channel for everything I talk about math and science related. And what we're doing today is we are doing Bohr and Lewis structures. So here's our Bohr model of neon. We looked on the periodic table. We found the whole number for neon is 10, so it has 10 protons. We looked at the decimal number, and it's 20.01. We rounded it off to 20. 20 minus 10 is 10. We wrote, hold on. You're welcome. We wrote 10 neutrons, and we also have 10 electrons. 2 go in the first level, 8 in the next one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So the outermost level is full. It's a noble gas. It doesn't want to react with anything. It's happy. What are the outermost electrons called? Starts with the letter V. Some people say valence, some people say valence. I say valence, but people from up north, New England, tend to say valence. And they call the curtain, when you have a little curtain up top, they'll call it a valence instead of a valence. I think it's a northern thing. All right, so these are our valence electrons. So now take off your little colored beads and draw on it with your marker. So this is on the test. Let's do one more. Let's try a hard one. I want everybody to try sulfur. Let's try time do sulfur. So look on the periodic table. Sulfur is right here. Do you see it? It's right there on the periodic table. What's its whole number? 16. So what's our protons? 16. What's the decimal number? Rounded it off, it's 32. What's 16? 32 minus 16? 16. So our neutrons is 16. How many electrons go in the first level? 2. How many go in the second level? 8. How many go in the third level? 8. So we got 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So only 5 on the last one, right? No, 6. Because it's got to have 16. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, I didn't put them all here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. There's our 8. There's 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. So it's got 6 on the outermost. Yes? Yes. Okay. So let's start over with this one. You do it with your little colored beads first. So you got 16 of them. 2 go in the first one. 1, 2. 8 go in the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So I've got 8 on the second one. So now I've got 10. It's the same as neon. And now I've got to get to 16. So I've got to put 6 more on the third level. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And that's the Bohr model for sulfur. Okay, now, what I want you to do is take those beads off and turn it over to the back side. And we're going to talk about Lewis structure. Okay, there's a thing called dot diagrams. And in chemistry, the only electrons that really matter are the ones on the outermost shell. The rest are too down deep in the atom. They can't react. They can't get close enough to touch anything to react with it. So it's only the ones on the outside. What we're going to do now is we're going to do the dot structure for sulfur. What you do is you write the symbol big with your marker on the back of your thing, okay? Then we know that sulfur had 6 valence electrons, right? Now do this with your dots. We're going to put 6 of the little beads around sulfur. Put those around it. Put your little beads around it. Don't use your marker yet, just use the beads, because I want you to just put them on there first. And this is called a Lewis structure or a dot structure, or a Lewis dot structure. Okay, you only got 5 there, Macy. Put a 6th one. Oh, then don't worry about it. Sorry about that. Let's see. Here, some more. Okay, now your dots, remember how I told you that there is a pickiness to chemistry? The chemistry has to be just so, and it's real picky. Well, it turns out they're picky about how you put these dots around. You start off, we've got 6 of them, and you put one on this side, one on that side, one on this side, one on that side. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you put 5, 6, oops, not 7, just stop at 6. 5, 6, like that. It needs to make a box around it. So if we had done neon, they would be these 2 straight, these 2 up and down. You don't do it like this. You don't do that. We don't do it that way. So there's a pickiness. So everybody fix your dots now. Got it fixed? Okay, now I'm going to show you a shortcut way to do this, where you don't have to do the Bohr model first, and you get to use the periodic table. Remember, the periodic table reflects the patterns that are in the elements, and this is how it works. You start on its row, and you start over here on this side with the alkali metals, and you count how many squares over it is, and that's how many valence electrons it has. So if we were going to do, let's find a good one. We'll do magnesium. Okay? If we were going to do magnesium, it's 2 over, so we would give it 2 dots. How do we feel about that? Thanks. The other one, let's do chlorine. Do I have chlorine? Yes. Let's do chlorine. So chlorine, let's count how many squares over it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Does everybody understand how I counted? Yes? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So now I'm going to do my dots for chlorine. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And that's the dot structure for chlorine. Ta-da! How do we feel about that? Now, here's one last thing about it. See the transition metals right here? We learned their name yesterday. You don't count them when you're counting. So if we were going to do iodine, we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You skip the transition metals. Remember when we labeled them yesterday in class? Okay, so any questions? This is your homework to do these 2 worksheets that you've got, and that's what you'll be doing. Bohr models and Lewis structures. Austin wants me to move. I'm standing in front of it. I make a better door than a window. Isn't that what people say, smarty, when you do that? Okay, how do we feel about this? Okay, then I want you to clean up your everything. You're going to turn in your materials. Wait, listen. Then I want you to go sit with your lab partner and work on these worksheets together for our last 10 minutes. Good? I want you to do it together. That way, if your lab partner doesn't understand as well as you do, you can explain it to them. All right? Okay. Science is great.